Hi everyone, my name is Sabrina Torres, Student Activities Manager for the Multicultural and Student Activities Center. Welcome back to Virtual El Cafecito. Cody and I will be interviewing a few students from the Homecoming Committee. But first, we have an announcement from Teresa, our Homecoming Coordinator.
Hi, everyone. I hope all of you are doing so awesome. Can't wait to be back on campus with you this fall. Speaking of this fall, our big announcement, homecoming, will be October 10th this year. We will start with our brisket cook-off on the 4th of October and have a week full of fun events that our homecoming committee oversees. Our homecoming committee is made up of 15 ASU students who oversee chair positions that are each event for homecoming. So we are going to be introducing them to you throughout the next few weeks, and you're going to be able to learn a little bit about them, a little bit more about homecoming, and really just get to dive into this event that's so fun that we celebrate during the fall. If you haven't heard, our homecoming theme this year is Mardi Gras, and we're super excited about it. We're super excited to share with you all of our fun events and graphics and everything we have for you guys. So to kick us off are going to be our two homecoming co-chairs. The co-chairs help to see all of our different chair positions on the committee. This year, our two co-chairs are Erin Espinosa and Marissa Hernandez. They are both veteran members of our homecoming committee and both served on that committee last year. So this is their second time around and they are doing awesome. So without further ado, I will turn it over to them for the rest of this El Cafecito.
Thanks for that announcement, Teresa. All right, guys, I want to thank Erin and Marissa for joining us today. So let's get to it, guys. All right. So are you ready, Marissa?
Yes.
How are you doing this morning?
I'm good. I just made lunch, so I'm getting my day started.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, so next question. What would you consider your best strength working with the homecoming committee?
I think one of my best strengths that I have is just being able to listen to everyone and like take their ideas into consideration. I think that's really important as a leader, is to be able to hear from everyone else also.
Yeah, that is very true. Making that team engagement, listen to everybody, yeah.
There's definitely so many of us, like different backgrounds and stuff, and that have so many ideas. So just to make it more diverse for everyone, just to take everyone's opinion.
Yeah. What is your favorite Starbucks drink?
I don't really like coffee that much unless it's black. But if I do get coffee, like that's different. It's a iced vanilla latte for sure.
Yeah. When does homecoming week start?
Homecoming week starts October 10th. And so it's a week-long event. There's something every day to do for everyone, so we really want to make sure we get the campus involved this year.
Yeah, definitely. If you were a fruit, what would you be and why?
I would want to be a watermelon, just because I feel like everyone likes watermelon, and you can put extra stuff on it.
Right.
Or you can eat it plain. Like, it's just a good all-around fruit.
It is.
Okay, so I got the next 5 questions. So this is for Erin. So who's your biggest inspiration?
I don't know. I think I rely on a lot of people, and it's probably just because I'm really bad at like knowing my own strengths. But I rely a lot on the people around me to like push me. Like, I know this is gonna sound so dumb, but like you were my co-host last year, Cody, for 3 of our events, and I relied on you a lot. So I was like, oh my god, I don't do enough for. He's over here taking the like big loads, and I'm over here just kind of like, but like I relied on a lot of everybody around me. Like, I tried my best to like just kind of watch and learn and like kind of uptake on, that swing of experience.
Cool. So we got a 30-second challenge. Name three traditions we have here at ASU during homecoming.
So we have bonfire, pep rally, and step show, which of course are all of my favorites because they were kind of our babies as well. So this is a cop out, but it's still my favorites.
If you could time travel, where would you go?
See, I don't know if I would go. I would want to say I'd want to go to the future, not just like, it really interests me, the idea of like knowing what's going to happen. Maybe if I can't necessarily change what's going to happen, but like I can kind of have some insight, like, oh my God, this is kind of the road we're on, and I can kind of learn from it. Just a learning experience.
Yeah. So what advice do you have right now during this period of physical isolation?
I think we all know that, it's not that it's overstated, because it is good to have a routine, but we've all developed routines on what we want to do. But as we're kind of hitting like the summer months, I know for me it's a little bit hard, because I'm starting to like really like, oh my gosh, I really miss the gym. But just know that you're not alone. And I think that's another restated thing, but I don't think you can ever really restate that. I think we're all learning together. This isn't something that, the generation before us or those that come after us will not have gone through it together. So we're all learning right now.
Yeah, me too, definitely. I really want to go back to the gym. Well, not back, but start.
Yeah.
Because I noticed I've been getting really lazy. So what is the most out of character thing you have ever done?
Good question. I don't know. A lot of what I do is kind of out of character. It's a lot of the time is out of the spur of the moment. I think that's when, for those that don't know me, I'm like very like, not necessarily out of whack, but there's never like a concrete way of me operating. But a good way to know that like what I'm doing is like from the heart or very raw is that like if I'm kind of like not pressured but pushed to do something I've never done before, and it's something that's I'm kind of walking to with little or no experience, I'm going to try my best to do what I can in the best way possible. But I can be like pretty guarded, but if you can see that that situation, catch little hints here and there from me, you will pick up that that's probably the realest that I can be with anybody.
Cool.
Alrighty. So Marissa,
Yes.
describe yourself in 3 words.
I think one is honest. I'm pretty honest with a lot of people. I'll tell you kind of how I feel. But I'm a pretty good listener. I love to like hear people and like understand where they come from, not just be like, oh, this is what we're gonna do. Like just to be able to understand everyone. And I think also I'm very open to everything. Like I'm always like trying things new, just because I hate being in a routine, because as soon as something happens in a routine gets messed up, then I'm out of whack. So I just rather that routine.
Yeah, definitely. I feel that last one.
Yeah.
What is your biggest pet peeve?
My biggest pet peeve are things that are like I can hear. So like chewing too loud, drinking too loud, breathing too loud. I don't know. My ears are very sensitive. I
Yeah.
just can't handle it.
Yeah, I feel like almost everybody's probably like that, but definitely I'm just like, I will stare at them like, what the heck? Especially like one of my siblings. I'm just like, okay.
I'll just like not eat dinner with my family. I'm like, oh, it's better if I just go to my room right now. I'll come back later.
That's so funny. What homecoming event are you most excited for?
I'm most excited for Bonfire. I feel like all of our events are like welcome to all of our students, but I think Bonfire like welcomes the community. And then bringing the fireworks kind of just added the extra pop that we needed. So I'm just so excited to see that all over again.
Heck yeah. I think it's very interesting to bring in the community and like the Ram fam all together, and it's really, really nice to see everybody out there for sure. What is your favorite hobby?
My favorite hobby is probably doing makeup. As I'm not wearing any makeup right now, but I really like to do makeup because it's just like you can make yourself look different, and it's just pretty fun to like try new things with it.
Yeah, definitely, especially like with the eyeshadows. I'm kind
Yeah.
of dabbling in it too.
I feel
I'm
like
not the best makeup expert, but I've seen like Jeffree Star or whatever, and like how he
yes.
does his designs and stuff. I'm like, okay, pretty cool, pretty
Yeah.
cool.
And I have like a bunch of eyeshadow palettes, but I still like wear the same like 2 brown colors. So I
Those
need
are
to get it
everybody's
together.
go-to because it's like boom, bam, you know.
Yeah. The same bronzer, just put it on.
So we have another 30-second challenge. Describe ASU in 3 words.
Okay, fun, family, and like what is it called? Innovative. You know, like there's always something going on, something changing. It's never just the same old, same old.
Yeah, definitely. Just like Cafecito, we changed it from being on campus to being virtually for students.
Super fun.
Okay, so the next question's for Aaron. Who did you last text?
Let's see. I'll show y'all too. It was my mom, and I was sending her a TikTok of myself.
So what are Angelo State's mascots' names, and will we see them during homecoming?
It is Roscoe and Bella, and yes, of course, you will always see them appearing. They're a wonder to have with us.
Cool. They're basically at like every single event.
Oh, yeah.
So what is your biggest phobia?
So it's actually pretty common, but and I've gotten better about it, but I'm actually really afraid of the dark. Maybe not so much the dark itself, but what might be in the dark. And then I have a really irrational fear of aliens. Like, think of like the stereotypical like gray faced with black eyes. It trips me out, and I can't like it. Just anytime I see it, like it's like I just get like, you know, the goose flesh right there. It just scares me.
Okay, so can you give us a hint of what promo items we might be seeing during homecoming?
I think I'll have to keep my lips sealed on that one. You're gonna have to make sure to show up and kind of, you know, of course we're gonna have our t-shirts. Can't have homecoming without our t-shirts, but if you show up to all of them, you can collect them all. I'm actually wearing one of last year's.
Ooh. So do you prefer cake or pie?
I don't know, that's a hard one. Pie. Let's go with pie.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
I like your answer. All right, Marissa, what does Ram Fam mean to you?
For me, it's definitely like Ram fam, like family. I came here not really knowing anyone. A lot of the people from my school went to like bigger schools, and so I was kind of alone. But then like you just make so many new friends, and it's just everyone's so inviting and welcoming. So yeah, super fun.
Yeah, definitely. Ram Fam is awesome. They're just like your backup support, and everybody's just amazing at ASU. So, what makes you happy?
What makes me happy is I put a lot of like things on my to-do list, so doing them, that makes me very happy because I feel like I'm productive. Just doing stuff makes me happy. I hate being like sitting home. Quarantine has been rough because I haven't been able to do much, but I'm trying to make it work.
What do you like about the dance and chant competition where student groups get to show their spirit, or their ASU spirit?
My favorite thing about them is just the different ideas that they have with them, and the way that they execute them is just like, I would have never thought about that, or to take it in that way. So it's just fun to see what they come up with. I'm like, well, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, definitely seeing everybody kind of like go from like to music to dancing. It's like, whoa, you did this in just a couple of weeks. This is freaking awesome.
Yeah, and like the costumes too, like Amos, they have the best costumes all the time, and they're just so dedicated. That is my favorite part, is to watch them do it, and then like they're so happy.
Yeah, I think the costume part is like gives that special touch to make it like their own, like, because you know it's to represent ASU, but like in their own way, you know. So I think it's really, really cool to see. If you could have dinner with anyone in the world, who would it be?
I would want to have dinner with Kim Kardashian. I feel like she's just like an icon, you know. I would probably eat salads only, but I've seen their salads and they're huge. So
It's like, how much do they really eat? Do they eat the whole thing?
Yeah, they have like a little gigantic bowl for themselves, and it doesn't look like they eat ranch either, but it's okay.
But that's okay, right?
Yeah.
So ice cream, a sundae, or a snow cone?
Snow cone for sure. I feel like there's many different options with the snow cone. Like
Yeah.
Bucks,
What's your go-to flavor, if I might ask?
from Bahama Bucks, it would be like the pickle juice piccadilly. That is my favorite ever.
Yes.
Ever. With like a regular place, like pina colada.
Nice.
My favorite.
Okay, another one. So what is your biggest realization you have about yourself during social distancing?
Oof. I can just see the meme where it's like, oh, the world's outside, but like I'm stuck inside with all my own problems. My really big Well, I'm gonna get deep, but like I've really kind of like taken a step back and looked at myself. It's kind of weird because like I like to be the mediator in situations, and that's a really good way to go about things in my own opinion. But in that same sense, I think there are times where I've gone too far with it, and I've kind of like, instead of trying to mediate the situation, I've kind of copped out for example, like I had a friendship that ended a couple months back, and it was because there was a miscommunication from both sides of the friends. And I just kind of said, I'm not going to deal with either side. Well, of course I wasn't in the mood at the time, but I don't feel that was the correct response to that situation. I could have actually mediated the situation instead of like saying, oh no, I'm going to abstain. I don't really care why y'all are arguing, deal with it yourself. That, in my own opinion, I did not handle that well. And that is something that I'm, of course, working on. I think we're all working on ourselves during this time, or trying to anyway. So that's kind of one big thing I've realized about myself. Instead of trying to run away from the problem, basically, actually confront it and try your best to deal with it head on.
Yeah, I think a lot of college students really during this time are kind of like taking a step back from everything and realizing a lot of stuff during like quarantine and everything. So next question. So we have a truth or dare, or truth or dare.
So I didn't actually look at this one. So I'm going to roll the dice on this one and say dare. Oh my God.
Okay, so it says, sing a small part of the ASU fight song for us and call a relative or friend and tell them how much you love them. So you get to choose again.
Let me call a friend or relative.
That's what I wanted.
Let's see. How about, let's call my sister. And if she doesn't answer, we'll call my stepmom. One second. Where is she at? Oh, shoot. No. Oh, is she going to answer?
Hi.
Hey.
Hi, what are you doing?
Oh, I just wanted to say I love you.
My brother. You love me?
Yeah. Are you at work?
I'm eating here at work with my coworkers.
Well, hey, I'm in a meeting.
I know.
I'm in a meeting and I did a truth or dare and they dared me to call someone and say I love you. But I love you for real anyway. Say hello.
Okay. I was like,
Oh my God.
Okay.
you can call me back later.
Okay, bye. Have fun at work.
Bye.
I'm happy you actually chose that one. That's great. So what is one thing to expect from homecoming?
From a like legitimate like a literal or like just like a like a philosophical standpoint. That's a
It could be really either. I guess maybe a student who has never been to homecoming before. Like what should they expect? Like one big thing you want them to know.
Don't be afraid to come out. Or if you are concerned about like, oh, I don't have anybody to really go with, that's not going to be an issue. Of course, we're always really like bragging about how we're all connected as a family. Like even people that you may not like, you guys may butt heads. I think I find a lot of my like friendships based on things that like, hey, we didn't really agree on that, but we agree on this, so let's talk about that kind of thing. And it's kind of weird how like that sprouts, because I'm more about how can we be friends and stuff, like what do we have in common, what do you like to talk about, what do you like to, I'm like, I can be a people pleaser sometimes, a lot of the time anyway, but don't be afraid to come out. Of course, bonfire is probably one of my favorite events because everyone's out there, everyone's dancing, everyone's having a good time. And the fact that we last year's homecoming anyway, we merged pep rally and bonfire together, and it was in my opinion, was a great success. Everyone had a good time. There were promo items. The bonfire was amazing, of course, and that's really all I can say from a literal sense, anyway.
Cool. All right. So, Netflix, Hulu, or Disney Plus?
Probably Hulu.
Hulu. That's probably the least one I was expecting.
Really?
Yeah. So I guess last question for Aaron for this segment. So what does ASU's bonfire mean to you?
I guess I kind of stated it before, but for me, it's kind of like, of course, we have the homecoming court and stuff the following day on that Saturday in the football game, and that's a big aspect of it's kind of wraps it up, and I think that's the cherry on top. But for me, in the sense that that's the cherry on top, I feel like I enjoy the whipped cream of the ice cream float. So in that sense, that's what the bonfire is. But the bonfire is, at least from a planning aspect of it, it's the amalgamation of all the hard work that the committee and organizations and stuff that have gone into building it. And it's all that hard, of course, it's literally burning up into smoke, but it's we get to watch it and see it together. And it's kind of like, I mean, in the way that you would look at fireworks, it's pretty to look at, and you get to see all the hard work you put in.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
I love your answers, Aaron.
Yeah, they're so good. I'm like, I need to think better.
You're doing awesome, Marissa. So what is your favorite homecoming event?
I don't think I have one single event that I like above all of them, but definitely everything that happens on the last day is my favorite. So that's parade, that's Ram Jam, that's the actual game. Like, that was my favorite part. And like going to the very end, like crowning the queen and the king, that's like my favorite part. Getting flowers, that was my position last year. That's why I'm saying my favorite part. But just like seeing like those people like represent ASU. It's so cool for them to be recognized in that way.
Yeah, for sure. What is one thing you cannot live without?
I don't think I could live without my phone, just because I do so much through it, like talking to people. I would go crazy probably without my phone.
What is your daily routine, if you have one?
It changes a lot. Recently, it's been waking up in the morning. I started working out, so.
Oh, nice. I'm hopefully gonna start this next week. I don't know.
Yeah, I started working out, but I'm pretty sore, so I'm hurting. So I do that, and I cook at my house. I clean, because I'm at home working also, so I just kind of go out for drives also, so that I can get out of the house for a little bit. But that's about it. Not much.
I've been recently doing that, like driving, but not necessarily going places, but driving for a little while and then coming back home,
Where is this road gonna take me? And then I'm like on the other side of town. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. So, are you going to bust out some dance moves at Dance Marathon?
Maybe. They're gonna have to go to find out.
Do you have any special dance moves that you would like to show us right now?
Oh, geez. I can do the floss.
Do it, do it, do
Cody,
it.
I saw you look up as soon as I said that. Okay.
What?
Oh my God.
It took me a while to learn, actually. So.
Yeah, it's hard. My nephew knows how to do it, and I try to pick up like how to do it. Does never work, but I try every time.
The arms switch positions too much, and it confuses me a little bit.
Yeah, your brain's just like, this is not how you're supposed to work. So our last question, who do you think we should invite for next week's El Cafecito 35 questions?
I think y'all should invite Christabel.
Mm-hmm.
She's so relatable. She's
Should be
just
a
so
good one.
funny. I know she would have like the best answers.
So thank you everyone for tuning into our another segment of El Cafecito's 35 questions. Thank you to Marissa and Aaron. They will be taking charge of homecoming next semester, so look out for that on social media and through our office, and especially the homecoming pages. Those will all be updated, and I'm pretty sure they'll be at every single event, so you'll be able to see them in person if you want to. Thank you, Sabrina, for being here as well, asking questions. Thank you guys, and we'll see y'all next time.
Bye.